When you think of Doha, you tend to immediately think of it as a stopover destination when visiting further afield holiday spots like Australia or Asia. But if you have a couple of days to spare, Doha holds some exciting experiences that are worthy of exploring close up. My journey started at London's Heathrow Airport, where I made my way to the check-in area. I booked Qatar Airways business class as it's something I've been wanting to try for a while now. After checking in, I headed to Qatar Airways Business Lounge, where there was an excellent choice of food and drinks. I travelled on the Q Suite, and from when I boarded the plane, the service was excellent. I was instantly offered a range of beverages, and the crew on board my flight were attentive but not intrusive. The toilet was actually quite nice, and it even had a vanity mirror. As for the pod I was in, I had a mini touchscreen TV with a wide selection of films, plenty of storage, a blanket, pajamas and slippers from the White Company, and a diptyque amenity kit. The door slides across completely so you can get privacy, and the seat controls take it from a seat to a flatbed so you can slip into a world of in-flight entertainment. The highlight for me though was the food. It was so good, and what's even better is that it's unlimited. You can order anything at any time during the flight. Honestly, the option and the quality were well worth the money. I landed in Hamad International Airport. Named after a former Emir of Qatar, Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, the stunning airport also has more than 130 retail stores and 45 dining options. Doha is the capital city and main financial hub of Qatar, but that doesn't make it a destination devoid of character. The city is rife in culture, has extravagant art and architecture, and is affordable to visit. I can see why it is referred to as the Pearl of the Persian Gulf. Located on the Persian Gulf coast in the east of the country, Doha is home to most of the country's population. It is also Qatar's fastest growing city, with over 80% of the nation's population living in Doha or its surrounding suburbs. I stayed at the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel, which cost me £178 for 2 nights, that is £89 a night. I chose this hotel because it ticked all the boxes. It's reasonably priced, has large comfortable rooms, clean and A+ service. It's also in central Doha and within 15 minutes of the city's top attractions. And as a bonus, they also give you a warm cookie at check-in. For my first night in Doha, I met up with Em, who at the time was a friend of a friend, but now she's my friend. And Em lives in Doha, and she did an incredible job in showing me some of the best parts of Doha. Em first took me to the Village Mall, which is designed with a Venetian theme in every sense, including a little canal with gondola rides and visions of blue skies on the ceiling. The price for the gondola boat ride is 10 Qatari Riyal per person, which is about £4 per person. Not only is the mall packed with brand names, there is also a huge range of dining options, including the food court. Later on that night, Em took me to Black Orchid, which is a nightclub at the Mondrian Hotel. To start your understanding of the local culture, it's worth heading downtown and immediately visiting the National Museum of Qatar. The museum implements audio visuals to tell the story of Qatar from its natural history to its culture. It's by far one of the most impressive museums I've ever experienced, and I was totally blown away by the stunning architecture. After my tour of the museum, I went next door for lunch at Jiwan, an Alan Dukas restaurant with a contemporary Qatari menu and some of the best views of Doha. Getting around Doha is incredibly easy as you have Ubers, taxis and the metro to choose from. Ubers are very affordable. I don't think I spent more than £10 for a ride. The metro is super clean and even the bus service is bougie. The next museum I went to visit was the Islamic Art Museum. The museum is located on the Doha waterfront and stands out as an architectural gem. Once inside, you'll see masterpieces of Islamic art, including metalwork, ceramics, jewelry, woodwork, textiles, and glass, collected from 3 continents and dating from the 7th to the 19th century. For non-residents of Qatar, the entry fee to the National Museum of Qatar and the Museum of Islamic Art cost 50 Qatari Riyal, which is about £11. After my tour of the museums, I met up with M to grab a bite at Mia Park, which is an absolutely stunning park and very kid-friendly. We then booked a boat cruise on a traditional dhow to take in the magnificent views of Doha skyline. We departed from the Pearl and passed by iconic landmarks like the Qatar Cultural Village, West Bay and the Museum of Islamic Art. We were also able to enjoy a spectacular sunset with the city as a backdrop, and it was really an unforgettable experience. After the boat cruise, we took a stroll through the Souk Waqif, which is one of the most distinctively cultural attractions to explore in Doha and a perfect encapsulation of local culture. Here you can also find gold, abayas, perfumes and ornaments. MENA District, formerly known as Old Doha Port, is a vibrant and picturesque destination in Doha. The area is famous for its colourful buildings, charming parks and stunning views of cruise harbours. Visitors can immerse themselves in a rich history and timeless atmosphere of the port, with its ancient architecture and cobblestone streets evoking a sense of nostalgia. The well-preserved structures showcase intricate details that reflect the region's cultural heritage. After a long day exploring Doha, we ended our night having dinner at Zengo, a restaurant situated in the West Bay area, looking at the spectacular views of the city skyline.
Day 3 in Doha and I'm with M. Hi! Before I came to Doha, I told my friend Sharon that I'm going to stop over at Doha before I go to Malaysia. And she was like, oh, I have a friend in Doha, you guys should connect. So I reached out to Em and she sent me a spreadsheet with all the things that we're going to do in Doha, broke it down into day 1, day 2, day 2, day 3, morning, afternoon, evening, and honestly, she's the best.
Thank you.
I told her they need to make her a travel and tourism ambassador for Qatar because she did her thing.
I know all the good places, don't I? Well, sort of. Well, yeah, I need to work on the beach and the stuff because we didn't do as much beach stuff. Next time we'll do more beach stuff and winter stuff. Yeah.
Emma's also an expat in Doha. She's from London, but you know, I'm gonna hand the stage over to her now.
I have uploaded a separate video where Em gives us a glimpse into her life in Doha. One place you must see is Qatar Cultural Village. Brimming with venues, shops and small businesses, it was hands down my favourite part of Doha, and if you only have a day in Qatar, make this a priority. I think it's a place where you find the combination of old and new, traditional and modern. In addition to public art, murals, sculptures, the whole 9 yards, Qatar is home to an upscale supermarket and the Qatar Mosque, which was designed by a Turkish woman. Cannet Cartier, also known as Mini Venice, is a popular residential area of Pearl Island and is known for its scenic waterways and Phoenician-inspired canals. It can be best explored with a boat ride, also known as water taxis, which will let you admire the scenic views, beautiful architecture and culture. My last evening in Doha was spent at the Pearl Marina. A man-made island in the centre of Doha, the Pearl is populated by luxury high-rises, both residential and hotels, as well as plenty of commercial development. It's pretty central to the rest of Doha and has pretty much everything you could need: beaches, restaurants, cafes and shops.
body unbelievable. Can't touch a big body on a Gemini. That like your beauty, beauty, yeah. If you can see it from the front until you see it from the back, 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 back.
After spending a wonderful few days in Doha, I headed to the airport to catch my next flight to Malaysia.